everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Laura or lauraxstitches and we're back for February's update. Insane. This month has gone really quick. This week has gone super slow, but this month has gone really quick, so I don't really know what's going on. Yeah, back for an update. I've got quite a bit to share and show with you this month. I'm sitting in front of a window because it's my best lighting, so I do look a bit shiny. You'll be fine. And hopefully it will show off the fabric and things that I'm showing you quite well. If not, I can always turn a light on. So we'll see what happens. Everything's kind of around me, so I'll be grabbing things, excuse me, randomly, so that's fine. Quick, like super quick life update. I made a video about that kind of the biggest thing to happen this month, which was the Mirabilia retreat in New South Wales. So if you want all of my thoughts about that, I made it the day after I got back. It has everything I did in there, who I met, and also what I bought. So none of that haul is in today's video because I've already shown it in that one. So if you haven't seen it, it's my second last video that I just made. The video that I just put out 2 days ago was a live stitch with me that I streamed and it uploads, and it is the Crafty Curator tag. I did that live with a few people watching and commenting and things, which was really cool, and I really do enjoy that. So hopefully I'm going to try and do my stitch with me's as live videos, and then keep these to regular recorded ones if my camera and laptop decide to agree with each other, which they have been, so hopefully it's fine. The other, I guess, bigger life thing that happened was yesterday I turned 25. It was my birthday yesterday. I had a lovely day. I went and got my hair done. And when I say that, I mean I just got my foils put in like I usually do. So I was there for an hour and a half. Then I came home, I put together a present I got, which I will talk about in my haul section. And I stitched. And then at night we went out for dinner, went out for ice cream, came back, and then I kept stitching. So it was a perfect day. I really enjoyed yesterday. And this is why my hair is curly, and I curled it last night for dinner, and it's like been slept on, brushed a couple of times, tied up, it's just whatever. So I've just pinned it back because otherwise it's like really massive. So yeah, there's my life update. I had an awesome day yesterday. It was such a beautiful day. Matt was super awesome, and family was great. It was just lovely seeing everybody. So I guess I will just jump into the whips. So last time I recorded and uploaded a update video, it was nearly the end of January. It was about the 20th, and so I had some time after that before February actually started, which I did work on some whips. And the first one I worked on was the Elephant Birth Sampler by Stitcherovia, and it's going to look like this when it's finished. Super cute. Because the last video I did was a live video, I'll try and take some screenshots and put them here of what it looked like last time. Otherwise, I'll just get some photos off Instagram from about that time. So here's a picture of that. I'm stitching this on 32 count even weave. I think it's called Cloud Green, and it's from Sew It All. Sew It All? I think that's what it's called. If it's not, I'll put it up. But here's where I got to. Now it looks pretty finished, and to be honest, it pretty much is. So all I need to do is put the name of the baby here and the date here where this blank line is, and that will be, so the date 2018 is in white, and so will the date. So I just need to fill in the grey and the date there, and the name will go here in that grey colour. The baby is due end of May, early June. So I've still got a little bit of time till I can pull this out again and do it, but it looks really cool and it's a beautiful size. I really like how big it's turned out, but it's not massive. I didn't want to do something huge, and the border is awesome. Now, if you're going to do this, the border will annoy you because it's the same thing over and over again, but it does look really good. And the elephants are super cute. So that will either be, it might be my next bigger finish, or it might be the one after, I'm not sure. That's that one. Now I also stitched the next, actually you know what, I'm going to show you my cells first and then I'll talk about what I was just about to talk about then. I'm going to put everything behind me on my ironing board because it's right there. Okay, so the first one I worked on was the class schedule cell by Armada Designs. This is being stitched on a 16 count Aida in Dusk by Picture This Plus, and it's my favourite Aida because it's so soft. Now, let me just move some things around here. I spoke last time in my video about some, not controversy, but some pretty harsh things people were saying on the Facebook group for this. And I can say that I didn't really see a lot of that this month. I think this block was, I guess, more preferred by people. I really, really liked this block. The only thing I'm doing is adding the professors' names in, and I'm not very happy with this month's one, the colour that I chose. So I'm going to probably pull it out and do them all in the same colour. I was trying to do them in their house colours, but I'm having a really big issue finding a good colour for that. So I might choose a colour that complements the yellow that's throughout the design. So this month it was Potions. So that's the whole thing there. And this month is that one there, Potions. So as you can see, I've written Professor Snape, but you can't, sorry for the blind marks, but you can't really see it. So I think I'm gonna go for one of these colors maybe. If you've got any suggestions, let me know. I only want to stitch it in one thread, the back stitch, because the title of the class is in 2, and I don't think it really needs to be in 2 as well. Needle minders that are currently stuck together, and they fell off, of course they did. Let me just fix that. I have this one here, hang on, this one here, that's Accio needle, and that I bought that through Armada Designs when I bought the fabric and the pattern. This one is a new one. It is a Harry Potter from Needle Minder Obsessions from Etsy. So that's actually part of my haul. I bought 3 needle minders from her and I got them at the end of January, and this was one. I've got one on Epic Pokemon and one I gave to my mum for her birthday, which was a very cute pink pig. So I don't think I have a photo to show you. But that's the whole thing at the moment. So March will go here, which will be coming out very soon, like next week. So that's the first sale that I'm participating in for this year. The next one is the Clouds Factory sale, Legendary Creatures. I think that's what it's called. I always get confused with the Fantastic Beasts. I always think they're the same, but this is Legendary Creatures by Clouds Factory. This is on another Picture This Plus Aida, but oh, I've taken off the name. I don't remember what it's called, so I'll put it up if I remember. If not, it's in my other videos. So here we are. So this month was the N and the I. I is Ifrit and N is Nessie, which is 100% my favorite one. I love Medusa. Those two are my favorites, Medusa and Nessie, but I do love Nessie a lot. So I stitched those two. I really like these sales because I'm getting them done in a week, like both of them finished within a week. And sometimes I have an extra day depending on, in my sales week, I'll have a free day. So I'll do something else during that time. So it just depends on when they come out, like when the first of the month is. This needle minder is an adorable poodle. That's from Ginger Stitch AU on Etsy. I highly, highly, highly recommend that store. Awesome customer service, adorable needle minders, and he's from Australia, so the Australian people out there, it's way cheaper. Yeah, and they're quite cheap needle minders, and he does a lot of buy 2 get 1 free sales as well, so that's cool. Anywho, they're my 2 sales. Now the reason I showed you those first is because I participated in the Winter Olympics sale, which is actually still going today. From Stitch Mania. It's the last day today, and the rest of my whips except for one I am using throughout the sale. So I'm not going to kind of go through each day because I reused a lot of them. I can kind of tell you what I did each day, but I don't know if that's going to be very efficient, so I'll kind of just do whatever. Firstly, we'll start with Epic Pokemon because it's on the frame and I want to get it out of the way. Here's a picture of what it looked like last time you saw it. This has the pattern on it, but it's free. Oh my god. so I don't really mind. Okay, I just cut it and stood up because I've tried to explain this without standing up and it's not working. So I worked on the page that's currently halfway through. The Bulbasaur Needle Minder is the other one from Needle Minder Obsessions, and this dog I got from Adele. So I worked on this page throughout the Winter Olympics sale when I could. For the things like the biathlon and things, I always chose this as my other piece. I also worked on this on Poker Mondays and Stitch 'em All Saturdays from my Facebook group Pokemon Cross Stitches. I just did, depending on if it was a focus. If it's a focus, I would just work on it anyway, but if it wasn't a focus, I did a block. So I have quite a bit left on that page. I think it's about half or just over half to go. And that's the piece I'm using for, excuse me, standing up. That's the piece I'm using for the by the numbers sale. And I don't think I've reached 1,000 stitches yet for this month, so that's coming up in my plans. It didn't get a whole lot of love because of the Winter Olympics sale, so I'm kind of excited to go back to a normal month. It's sort of a normal month, but I'll explain that. And I really do love those challenges, and I do like that there's only a couple a year, so you're not always doing them. I think there's 2 more this year that I'm participating in, and when they come up, I'll let you know. So that's every Pokemon. The next one that I haven't talked about, now this one I didn't use for the Winter Olympics, but I did use it on the retreat. So it is my Mirabilia. And I think I may have shown you her in my Mirabilia retreat video, but I'm going to show you again because I think I've worked on her since. So this is her, it's Renaissance Mermaid. And as you can see, that's Nora Corbett's signature. Because she was there and she signed my patterns because she's amazing. If you wanted my thoughts on Nora Corbett, go watch that video. But that's Renaissance Mermaid. When I got back from the retreat, I finished off some skin and I decided to backstitch her face because I just wanted to double check that my fractionals looked okay. So she's really coming together. And like, her face is just beautiful. Like, that's probably the prettiest Mirabilia face that I've seen. She's gorgeous. So I really like how she looks. I'm stitching this on 32 count Jovelin in Oasis by Colour Cascade Fabrics. I'm just going to move this needle minder across. So at the retreat, I pretty much finished the really dark bits in her hair and then just worked on her skin. So I worked on her face and I came down and I did her shoulder. When she next gets picked up, I'll be doing her arm that comes down here. I really like working from the top, so when I started her, I started in the middle and then went my way up to the top of her hair. All those gaps in her hair are going to be beads, and her neck has a bunch of gaps in it, and that's a big necklace that she's wearing. This needle minder is from Belinda. It was a birthday present. Belinda is an inch to cross stitch, and we have matching ones, so it's pretty cute. And she'll go on all of the mermaids I ever do. And there's a couple lined up, don't worry about that. That's Renaissance Mermaid, and it like pains me not to work on her, but I do have whips that I really love that I'm working on at the moment. But I think I've decided that if I get through the focus to finish whips that I had for this year before the end of the year, I'll pick her up and focus on her for the rest of the year because she's so beautiful. And I started her last year and I barely worked on her, so I really want to get back to her. So that's Renaissance Mermaid. Yeah, she's just so pretty. She's just a pretty, pretty lady. The next one is going to be Turtle Duck Family. Now I picked this up for the animals, the challenge with the mascots in the Winter Olympics. And it's another one that I'd like to finish this year. I'm going to put up a picture. Oh, I hope I've been putting up pictures of what they look like last time. I do apologise for not saying that. I don't think I mentioned the fabric for Epic Pokemon. That's 18 count Ada, and I'm doing that 1/2, and sorry, 2/2, and I just bought that off Etsy, eBay, sorry. And the Renaissance Mermaid, I did mention the fabric, but she's being done 2/2, including the skin. When I was at the Mirabilia retreat, I saw Belinda's 1/1 skin, and that was on her Snow Queen, so I think I'm going to do that next time because I really did like the look of it, but I'd already started the skin on that one, and I'm happy to do it on that one. She has quite a lot of skin, so yeah. Turtle Duck Family, this is what it's going to look like when it's finished. It's the artwork that the pattern has been based on. This is being stitched on 32 count Lugana from Colour Cascade Fabrics in Sweet Child of Mine. And here's, is that the right way? Nope. That's the right way. There we go. So this needle minder was from Adele for Christmas. Okay, so what I worked on was I filled in, there was a little bit left in this tail to fill in, and then I worked on the black and started filling in some green colours. This is very much like the Pokemon's where it's outlined in black, all of the sections. So I'm trying to get a bit of that done and then colour it in, and then a bit of that done and colour it in. And I don't think this is actually going to take me that long to do. I feel like if I sat down for a week and just worked on it by itself, then I would get most of it done, if not all of it done. But there's a couple other whips that I'm wanting to get finished first before this one is a focus. But I was happy to work on that for some of the challenge, which was really nice. Okay, lots of whips in this episode, guys. And I hope you like it, because that doesn't normally happen. I usually have about 4. Okay, next is poppies. This is a chart by Peacock and Fig. Here's a picture of what it looked like last time. And I'll show you a picture of what it will look like when it's finished. And I'm currently working up here. This is being stitched on just an antique white even weave 32 count, 2/2. I think I bought it from Sew It All. And here we are. Yeah, so a lot of this has been done. I decided to go this way because I'm not going to have much of a border, so I wanted just to get that bit done. And it is the biggest part of the pattern. Like there's 3, this is the biggest flower, but there's a couple other large ones there too that I want to get done before I go and do. There's 2 more larger petals over here and some little wispy bits, because it's meant to look like the poppies are flowing off in the wind. So yeah, that's it there. I must say, this pattern isn't, this whip is probably my least favorite at the moment, and that's me saying that I love it, but it's not my favorite, if that makes sense. Like, I'm happy to work on it, but it's not the one, like I don't really know how to explain it, but I love all of my whips. This is just the one I love the least, if that makes sense. It is going to be a gift. I'm donating it to the RSL, which is like a veterans association in Australia, and my dad's very heavily involved in that. So I don't know if that's the issue or the fact that it's all, like there's only about 7 colours in it and most of them are red. I don't know. But this is currently my focus piece to finish. I started it for Mania last year, and I'd love to get it done before or during Mania this year. I really want to get it finished. But I'll see how we go with that one. 2 more whips. The next one I pulled out for 3 days in the Winter Olympics Challenge, and I was really excited to work on it. I didn't get as much time as I would like on the days that I did work on it because of school. Where is the picture? There it is. It's Walking in London by Clouds Factory. And I'll pop up a picture here of the last time that you saw it, which was quite a while ago actually, I think. I'm stitching this on a 32 count like sky blue linen from Sew It All. I ordered an Eva weave and I got a linen, but it's fine. Here's where we are. And this is what I worked on here. So this was only 3 days after school. So I stitched, there's a cloud here. I stitched all that bloody white. And the tower bridge, so I'll stitch down here and across. I've run out of this green colour. So I'll get some of that pretty soon when I next get some DMC. This car's all finished, the cab, sorry, and I've just got to stitch down here and across. And then the tower bridge will be finished. That means that page 1 will be done. This bit here is page 2, but it's half of page 2. I worked across that way because I prefer to work left to right like you're reading, and so I wanted to get all of that done, and then I'll go across and finish page 2 and do page 3. Then it'll be finished. After poppies, this is the next one I want to get finished. I think I can do that quite easily because it's blocks of colour. It's not too difficult, that one. So that will definitely be getting done this year. I say that, and I think I'm right, but we'll see. We're getting towards the point where my camera might cut out, so I'm just going to keep double checking that one. Okay, and the last whip is a new start. Sorry, I'm lying. I'm a complete liar. There's 2 more. This one is not a new start. This is Bad's Factory's Kings and Queens of the UK. I started this last month because I'm a little bit royal obsessed at the moment. The goal for this one is to stitch, this is for this year, is to stitch a king or a queen every month. It's not a focus to finish this year, it's just I like it, so I want to work on it. And maybe I'll focus to finish it next year or the year after, I don't know. This one is being stitched on, this fabric doesn't have a name, it was just a fabric of the month. I think it was November last year from Colour Cascade Fabrics. It's 32 count Jobon as always. Okay, so here is what I've done. Let me just fix my needle. Beautiful fabric, very royal. So I've stitched William the First and William the Second, and I've stitched the border around them. This month I stitched on William the Second. Yep, William the Second. I noticed when I stopped recording. William the Second. He has lots of metallic in him, and I'm trying to use up my DMC metallic, so feel for me, but we'll get there. I don't think I'll use it all in this pattern, but I'll definitely get through a lot of it. So that's him done. I had to change the color of his hair to a very similar color because I didn't have that DMC. I have it now, so for the rest of the pattern I'll use it, but it's like almost exactly the same. I think it's just a little bit deeper. So that's those two. So each month I'll do another king. At the moment they're going to be all kings because I'm going to go in chronological order, so they'll go across. And as I go, I'll do the border as well. So if a king has border in front at the top of him, I'll probably do the border first because it's the boring part. And it's not even a boring border, it's like an awesome border. And then I'll stitch the king. So that is probably what I will do during the sale week. If I have an extra day, I'll pull this out. And then it will also be filling up the extra days at the end of the month, which you usually get. So I worked on that one for one of the days in the Winter Olympics challenge, and then I finished him. I think I'd finished his crown and part of his head, I think the skin on his face, last month. Okay, I had a new start for my birthday yesterday, and the prompt for... What was the prompt for Winter Olympics? I don't remember, but it worked. So this is the design I'm stitching. I don't have a print of it. It's this one by Amy Simone Designs on Etsy. And it is a sale. It's under the Instagram tag of Laura's birthday sale, which I'll hopefully put on the screen. And I'm encouraging people to mix up the fabric, mix up the threads, do what you want. So here is my start. Now I started this yesterday afternoon and I worked on some of it last night as well. I'm stitching this on a fabric that Adele gave me, and I'll talk about that in my haul, and I'll give you the name and everything. The needle minder was, and this was part of her birthday present to me. The needle minder is also a birthday present, and it's a Smurf. And here we go. So I'm obviously changing the fabric and the threads. I'm just going to pull my needle off. Clearly, I had to finish quickly last night. So I've stitched a day keeps, and I'm currently stitching the word stitch. It's very sparkly, and I love that you can see that. Now I'm stitching these in all silks, and I will show you those silks as part of the haul. So that's what I'm going to continue working on today. I'd love to get it finished today, but I don't think I'm going to have time. I thought I would. And it is stitching up really quickly, but if I don't, I'm going to have to try and fit it in at some point this week and get this guy finished as well for the by the number sale. So that's that one. Love that piece. It's a really quick stitch, and thank you to everyone that's joined in. And you can still join in. You can join in forever. Whenever you want to do it, go for it. Let me just put my needle back on because I will lose it. Boom. There we go. I've done a bit of housework this morning, waiting for my camera to charge, and I have a bit of schoolwork to do as well. So I'm going to try and get as much as I can done of all of that while this is uploading, and maybe have some stitching time. We can try. We can always hope. Okay, let's talk haul. Then I've got some FFOs to show you, which are very exciting, and some plans. So the first bit of haul was the needle minders I showed you. I also got a needle minder, this one, and it's on my book of notes. from JK's cross stitch design because I ordered some threads I needed. The other bit of haul was the birthday sale pattern. Now, my haul's all down here. That was creepy. I bought 2 soda stitch patterns. I bought one because I was enabled by Rita Marie, who's Stitchy Marie. Hello, my love. That was a bit creepy. Sorry about that. And this is the time for myself. She's gorgeous. I love her. No idea when I'm going to stitch her, but I will. She's beautiful. And while I was on the Etsy site, I thought I'd get another one. And I didn't want one with a person in it, so I got the white dresses. And I'm going to stitch them in variegated threads. Because I've got lots of fancy floss, but I just don't use it. So this will be perfect for it. So that's those 2. Next thing I got was that I pre-ordered this pattern when it first came out in November, and I finally got it this month. Wasn't really happy with how it was delivered. I think the postman, yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it just wasn't in secure enough packaging, but it's a Nora Corbett pattern and it's like super bent. So I'm not 100% pleased with that. But anyway, this is White Clover. And she's from the Poison Pixies collection by Nora Corbett. She's a Nora Corbett, so she's smaller. I love her. Someone was stitching this at the retreat and she's just beautiful. So that's her. No plans to start her yet. I also got the embellishment pack. I think I'm missing... Oh, one of my dogs is whining for me. I think I'm missing a pack of beads. Yes, I am. There's only one chronic and that is 9194. And there's a couple packets of beads there and I'm missing one of those packets. So when Tammy from Colour Cascade gets those in, I will get them. Okie dokie. I'm gonna leave that. What's next? Okay, I started a new month of something of the month club. Speaking of those, I have decided to probably stop my Colour Cascade fabrics of the month. I've been doing it for about a year and I have a lot of their fabrics that I haven't used yet. And I have not yet received my December and January fabrics of the month, and I'm losing track of what I have paid for and what I haven't. And it kind of stresses me out a little bit. So I haven't paid for February and I don't think I will. I'm going to stop that. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about that because I could say lots of things, but I'm very satisfied with their fabrics. They're gorgeous. Tammy does an amazing job. I just don't like, I'm not being impatient. I just don't like paying for something and then having to wait that long when it's for that month, if that makes sense. I don't think I've actually got December yet, and it's February, end of February, and I haven't got January either. So I've got my Sparklies one and I am getting that within that month that I paid for it. It's from the UK, so it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. Sorry if that like offends anybody that likes the Colour Cascade fabrics. That's just how I kind of feel about it. But I have started a Silks club from Silks For You, and that's an Australian designer on Etsy. Dyer. I think I should say Dyer. I got my first lot in January, and I will show you those now. They don't have names, they're just from the month. So this one is the most variegated of them, and it's number 1. Lovely peacock colour. Now, I love this company. I started my subscription to this, I think on the 21st or the 22nd, and they usually send out on the 20th. And she still sent me these ones, so that was really cool. So that's that one, that's number 1. This one was number 3, and it's a green, mossy green. And the other 3 I'm using on my birthday sale. So this one I haven't used yet. It will go at the top and the bottom. This one is number 5, and it's a lovely deep purple. Hope my nails aren't too gross, sorry. I've been cleaning. This one is what I'm using for Stitch and Reality. They're the 2 words that I'm using for. And yes, I'm bobbinating them, shush. So it's nice and variegated. Ew, my nails are gross. I don't know. Anyway, that's that one. And this one I used for the middle part, and so I've finished with that colour now. And I really like that colour. It's gorgeous. That's probably my favourite of the three. So that's those. I really like them. They are soft, they are lovely, and beautiful, amazing service. Then I got my Sparklies fabric of the month, and that's not it. This is it. And it was for January, obviously. And this just says special number 1, like it doesn't have a name. I get this in 32 count Murano in the 18 by 27 size. That's it there. And it's super mottled and lovely. I think I have enough purple fabrics now though. I've got the one I'm stitching Kings and Queens on, plus another one from Tammy, plus this one. So I'm hoping the next month it won't be purple. And I'm sure it won't be. I'm sure they won't do 2 very similar ones in a row. So that's that one. My next bit of haul is a birthday present that I got from Adele. She sent me some fabric, which is what I used for my birthday sale. And it is Sparkly 32 count fabric flare even weave in Provence. And this is the other bit that I have. So it's really sparkly and it's like a lilac lavender colour. She also sent me a silk, and that needle minder that's on my piece, plus a silk. This is Silk and Colours by Thread Gatherer. The Thread Gatherer, Wild Blue Yonder. It's very blue. It's lovely. That's it there. So thank you, Adele. It was very, very sweet. I love you very much. You know that. Okay, flipping over. A couple other things I got for my birthday. My granny gave me this. She loves that I love cross stitch. She's gorgeous. She has this, or she's done it or something, and she found she had a kit of it again. So she's given me this. She also gave me some money, which I will spend on cross stitch, don't worry, but I don't know what I'm getting at. She said as well, she's very cheeky. She's a cheeky lady. When she was leaving yesterday from dinner, she was like, and if you do the flowers one, if you look at the end of these, they're all French knots. Bye. So there's so many French knots. I said I might swap them out for beads, but no, I need to practice my French knots. So if or when I do this, I will do it. And it is really pretty. I like the circle shape of it. So, and it's pretty full coverage-ish, but it says it's advanced, but maybe that's because of the French knots, but it doesn't look too hard, so I don't know. Now, a couple other bits of birthday haul. Matt got me this beautiful necklace here. I don't know if you can really see it. I'm not going to come in too close, but it is a rose gold, which I love. That's what my earrings are. Rose gold, and it's a heart with a little infinity symbol in it. It's got 2 sapphires in it. One's blue and one is orange, because you can get orange ones, and they're our favourite colour, so it's very sweet. I'm not going to go too much into that because you'll probably start vomiting because of the nice things that I'll say about him. My parents and my sister bought me a Lowry. I have a Lowry stand. I'm really liking it. I'll put in a picture here if I remember. If not, you all know what a Lowry looks like. I really like it. It's been great for the birthday sale because it's the first one I'm using, and I'm doing two-handed stitching, which is awesome. I do think I'm going to try, and help me out if you can give me a name for it. But so it comes across, and then you put the clamp on, and that bit that comes across, I want it to come out even further, just so it's a bit more in front of me. At the moment, I'm kind of sitting like that, and I'd rather sit like this. So I had a look, and it says there's some extra wide L bars. Is that what it is? Do I need to get the extra wide one to replace the one that I have so it's longer? I hope that makes sense. I'll have a look. I'll have a bit of an investigation myself, but if you have any suggestions for that, that would be awesome. But I am really enjoying it, and I feel like the small one might work if I have a larger Q-snap as well. I'm only using my 8x8 at the moment, but for other projects, I've been swapping out every project onto the 8x8 because I don't like the bigger ones holding them. But I think that on the Lowry, I'm going to like the bigger ones because I can fit more of the design in and I'm not holding it. So I'll be able to pull out my 11 by 11, 14 by 14 and my 17 by 17 if I really want to, and mix them up. So hopefully I could do that, and let me know what you think about the wider L-bar, if that's what I need. I don't know. Okay, I've got some FFOs, I've got some framing. I've got 2 success stories and 1 not success story. And I don't kind of know what's going to happen with that one. Now there's 100% going to be glare. I'm going to do my best to tip them so that you can't see the glare. But anyway, let's go with the 2 happy ones first. The first one is my parents' anniversary piece, and this is still wrapped up because I'm going to keep it wrapped up until I give it to them in June, end of June. Yes, I'm very early. This is Always and Forever by Stitcherovia. Not too, if I go like that, that'll be glare, so I'll do this way. I stitched this on 32 count Lugano by Colour Cascade Fabrics in Sweet Child of Mine. And the frame is like a goldeny colour, and this frame is shiny, a bit taupey coloured. I really like this. I'm very happy with the framing with that one. So that was one. Very reasonably priced as well. And this one is my big boy. This is Bluey's Boots. That's what he looks like. And I'm in love with it. We took this green from the green in the grass at the bottom here. And this frame is wooden, and it actually goes lighter here, so it matches the brown in the boots and a little bit of his ears too. So I'm super, super duper happy with that. That hangs up right near my stitching spot. I love it. He's gorgeous. I'm so glad I got him framed. And I'm slowly getting through my pieces that I want framed. I've got 2 more, but it could be 3 more, and I'll show you what I mean now. So I went, and my next piece I took in was Ophelia's Pearl by Nora Corbett, and she's a mermaid that has beads on her. I think you know where I'm going. I said to the framer, look, a bead's an issue, what do you recommend? He's like, I do it. He's done it before. It's like, you can do it without glass, but I prefer the glass because it looks better. I said, I agree with you. I don't like them without glass. So here's what she looks like. She's still wrapped up. She looks great. She looks really good. This frame is awesome. I got her, Matt's mum actually picked all of these up for me because she works next door to this guy. So she looks awesome. And then I looked closer, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you. But up here, in here, there is a thread that's out and a bead's gone. And down here, yeah, you can see that better here. That one, my book's just fallen, hang on. There we go. See that there? There's 2 beads missing there that have come out in the framing process. So I'm missing 3 beads that I found. So I need to go back and ask him what do we do about that? Does he take it out and I rebead it, then he puts it back in, like, or does he just say kind of deal with it, you can take it out and do it yourself, or I don't really know, and how much is that going to cost me? I don't know. So I'm going to go when I next have some free time after work and go and see, but she looks really good. Like, I love the framing job. It's just that there's beads missing. So I'm going to have to go and check, but I really do like the frame. Like, the other 2 are perfect. It's just because there's beads. Now I do have my Love Tree by Bothy Threads that I want done as well, and that one has beads in it too, so I'm quite stressed about getting that done. I do have a mermaid, a blackwork mermaid that I can get done that doesn't have beads, and she'll probably be the next one until I sort out that one. But I'm still going to use him. I think he's a great guy, great framer, great prices. He's just a really lovely guy, and he's really helpful with picking out the mats and everything. He's awesome. Yeah, I think maybe he didn't even notice. I don't know. We'll just see what happens. But yeah, I don't hate him or anything. So that's my whips, haul, and FFOs. They're all done. Now, plans. I love plans. Plans are the best. You guys know how I feel about plans. So, I run a group on Facebook called Pokemon Cross Stitches. You're welcome to join, to watch, to comment, to post your stuff. You don't even have to be stitching anything Pokemon, just come and have a look. We're at 40 members now, which is pretty cool actually. I didn't know if we were going to get that many, and we did, so that was awesome. Now we're running an event this month called Pokemarch. Now there's two types of this event. Pokemarch can be a month-long thing for you, so you can work on one Pokemon piece throughout the month of March and see your progress. So take a photo on the 1st and take a photo on the 31st and see how you went. There's also a 2-week challenge as well, which is kind of like the Winter Olympics challenge, and each day has a different theme. Now I'm obviously working on epic Pokemon, so I'm not swapping around my pieces, I'm not starting any new ones, that kind of thing. I'm working just on epic Pokemon. So I'm going to talk you through each day for the first 14 days and what I'm planning to stitch. Now the way Matt's decided to do some woodwork or sanding. I think he might be sanding something. I apologise for the noise. What I'm doing is I am using the page I'm currently on and the 9th page, which is the next page next to it. They're the 2 pages I'm going to pick things from. So I'm going to have random squares around everything. It's going to be really weird, but it's going to work. And it's still progress. So the first day is 150, the theme is 151, and that's because there's 151 Pokemon in the first generation. I'm going to try and do 151 stitches. I think that's pretty fair. That's 3 blocks and 1 stitch. No, that's not right. That's 1.5 blocks and 1 stitch. Why did I think it was 3? Maybe I thought there were 50 stitches. I don't know. No, they're 100 stitches per block. That's weird. That's super achievable. That's fine. The second day's theme is aquamarine because of the colour for March, and in the page that I'm working on there is a Pokemon called Tangela. So I'll put up, if I put up pictures of these, you should be very happy. It's going to take me a while. So if I put up Tangela, there it is, and it has a lot of blue in it. Now the third day is, the theme is the 3rd month, so you can work on a 3rd evolution or a 3rd generation Pokemon or something like that. I don't have any at the moment that have, there's no 3rd evolutions in mind, so I don't know if I'm going to work on like the 3rd block of the section that I'm on or the 3rd block of the 9th page. I'll probably do something like that. I just don't have any in those 2 pages that I can do. The 4th day is female because it's Women's History Month, I think, in the US, so I thought I would just pull out some female stuff. I'm going to work on Jinx. You can see why, can't you? You can. 5th is Stitching Buddy, and I'm going to, so stitch on a Pokemon that you would want as your stitching buddy, and I'm going to stitch on Lickitung. Lickitung looks gross, but I think Lickitung's super cute, and I love Lickitung. So I would love Lickitung to hang out with me while I stitch. 6th day is what Pokemon would you like as your gym buddy, and a gym in Pokemon is where they fight and you claim the gym. So you want one that's quite strong, and I'm going to stitch on Kangaskhan. Looks like a kangaroo. Where am I from? Australia. There you go. 7th, it's the year of the dog. So we're going to stitch on something that reminds us of a dog. So it could have a tail, it could have the bite move, it could just look like a dog, that kind of thing. Lickitung has a massive tongue, and if you've seen my dogs, they have massive tongues. So I'm going to stitch on Lickitung. Lickitung features on 3 different days. I was talking about my plans, then my dog started barking, and then my video cut off. So I think I'm at the 8th day, hopefully. Evie has 8 evolutions, so she's on the 8th day. I don't have any evolutions in my 2 pages I'm doing, which is crazy because they're just above. So I'm thinking I'm going to stitch where their feet would be. It's a bit of a reach, but I'm just going to stitch right at the top of the page. 9th day, we're doing no evolutions because Evie has so many. We're going to do a Pokemon that has no evolutions. And Matt was saying that the Pokemon that I have in my pages used to have no evolutions, and then they added some. So I'm just going to stitch on wherever I want to. Hopefully that works. The 10th and the 11th are the same Pokemon. So the 10th is for spring for the Northern Hemisphere. The 11th is for the autumn for the Southern Hemisphere, which is where I am. That was really weird. And I'm going to stitch on Drowsy. Now, Drowsy is yellow, so it works for both. And hay fever in spring is really common. So there you go. And you get Drowsy. So 12th is Your Name, and I'm going to stitch on Lickitung because Laura Lickitung. There you go. The 13th is Weedle because Weedle is the 13th Pokemon. I don't have Weedle on this page, but there is some brown, and Weedle is brown, so it's going to be, I think, a bit of Kangaskhan. And the 14th, the last day, is 251 because the 2nd generation added 100 more Pokemon. So I'm going to stitch 251 stitches. So that's 2.5 blocks plus 1 stitch. There we go. And that's for Poke March. And I'm hoping with all of that, I'm going to get my 1,200 stitches done for by the numbers. Now the plan, my month usually looks like this. I usually have a sales week, a Pokemon week, a whip week, and a Pokemon week. This month is going to be different. This week I'm just going to do Pokemon for the first 2 weeks instead of spreading it out so I can fit in Poke March. So I'm not even going to do the sales on the first of the month, which I usually do. That'll come later. So I'm going to do 2 weeks of Pokemon to start with. Then I'll do my sales week. So I'll work on the March releases of those. And then I will work on Poppies, which is my current whip that I'm focusing on to finish. Yeah, so I'm just moving that around so it's easier. I'm still going to participate in Poke March and Poke Mondays and, Poke Mondays and Stitch Mall Saturdays. They're weekly events that happen in the Pokemon Cross Stitches group where on those days you stitch on Pokemon. Now when Pokemon is not my focus piece, I stitch a block. So let's say Monday night I come home from work, I'll do my block of Pokemon for Poke Mondays, then I'll move on to, let's say, Poppies. If that makes sense. Yeah. The extra days in the month, whether that be during the sale week or at the end of the month, because the month doesn't work in perfect 4-week blocks, funnily enough, they're to catch up on goals. So I'm gonna, firstly, let's see, I've got my diary here, my beautiful sparkly diary. I'm gonna see how I went with February's goals. I think I got those all done. Yes, so I stitched the 2 February blocks for my sales. I stitched, my goal was to stitch to all the borders of the baby sampler. I did that very easily, I finished what I could. I went to the retreat, I did the winter of the big sale, and I stitched 1 king on Kings and Queens. So those were my goals. For March, my goals are to do my March blocks of my sales, so class, schedule, and legendary creatures. I would really like to stitch half a page of Epic Pokemon, which is 3,000 stitches. Seems like a crazy amount, but it's actually not if I'm doing 2 weeks on the one focus piece. Now, with those days in Epic Pokemon where it's like stitch on Aquamarine and I stitch Tangela, each day I have to do, in my mind, this is how I work, I have to do 1 block, so I have to do 100 stitches. So each day, that's 100 stitches. But for some, maybe on the weekend or something when I'm working on it, I'm going to have time to do more than 1 block. So I'll just keep going on it. So I'll still get progress anyway. It's just that on those days I'll do those particular things. I hope that makes sense. So I think I could do half a page, and that would mean a page finish, and plus progress in the other one for the other page for the bits and pieces I'm doing for Poke March. So I'm hoping to get, yeah, that page finished plus a little bit extra stuff happening. I need to do 1 king as well, and that will probably be during the sale week or at the end of the month, depending on what I'm up to. And then I want to finish the birthday sale. I'd love to finish that today. It's probably not going to happen, but I will finish that in March. I don't want that to be something that lingers over my head for ages. I want to get that done. I really do. So they're my plans. I'm super excited about stitching this year. I've just gone a bit like, woo, I've got lots of stitchy friends that are helping me along with my journey. Yeah, I'm really excited. I've got, at the start of my diary here, I have a couple of pages where I'm writing in, let me find it, then I can kind of explain it a bit better if I'm actually looking at it. Yep, so I'm writing in my starts for the year, I'm writing in my finishes, and I'm writing in my FFOs. I've also got my goals for the year, which are here. And that has on it, and they're not perfect, like it's not a bullet journal by any means, it's just a daily journal. 6 pages of Epic Pokemon and all of the whips I want to finish. So it's really nice to go back and have a look. I've only ticked 2 boxes so far. Birth Sample is pretty much finished. The Cloud Factory cell and the Armada Design cell are not going to get ticked until December. But the other ones are getting there. And so is Epic Pokemon. We're doing a good job. I'm really, really happy with how I'm going with my stitching this month. Like I said, I'm quite excited to get back to giving my pieces more time instead of swapping them out each day. The next challenge like that, I think, is in June. Is that the World Cup one? I think it's the World Cup one. So we've got March, April, May to get through quite normally. And that will include some holidays from school, so that's extra stitching time. It includes my cruise, which I am taking stitching. Don't know how much I'm going to get done though, because we're doing quite a lot. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with my stitching. Thank you to everyone for the lovely comments for my birthday, and thank you for the lovely comments about the stitching retreat. Had quite a lot of people actually watch that video. So far it's over 400, so that's pretty cool. I did also want to mention I am less than 20 followers away from reaching 1,000 followers on Instagram, which is insane. That's incredible. When I get to that point, I am going to be doing a giveaway, and it's going to include something really special that's made by my sister. It's going to include one of these bags. Now, I showed this in my Mirabilia retreat video, and lots of people said they would buy them. Go and have a look. I give a bit more of a detailed description of them, but it's got different fabric on the inside. It's super secure. I took this as my carry-on for the retreat, so you can see what it's like. So it's going to include that, and I'm still not sure what else I'm going to have in there, but there is going to be a giveaway pretty soon. So if you haven't followed me yet, all I post is stitching. I don't post anything else. I love doing the Instagram stories too, so that's really fun. So go over and follow me if you haven't already. I post there as well when I'm going to do a live video. Usually I'll post in my story that I'm doing a live video. So yeah, hope this hasn't been too rambly. Lots to show, lots to talk about, and I think I got through it all, so I'm very happy. So thank you for watching. I'll be back at some point during the month with a live stitch with me. I don't know if I'll do more than one. It just depends on my timing and what I have going on. This little curl is making me really happy. It's funny. I don't often have my hair wavy, so this is a bit of a excitement day for me. The joys of being 25. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll be back at the end of March. I usually try to get these videos before the actual end of the month, so we'll see how we go. I'm gonna go and let me see what the time is actually. It's 11. So I'm going to go and edit this, get it uploaded, do some schoolwork, get some lunch, do some washing, and hopefully get some stitching time on my birthday sale. So thank you for watching again. I hope you have had a lovely February and you're going to have a great stitching month in March. Bye.